All right, everyone. We have Marta here first. Marta, first of all, congrats on the win. Just your initial thoughts on the game and what you saw on your penalty.
First, of course, we was not so happy with the first half that we did, but I think the second half was a little bit better. We starting to connect a little bit more our pass, and result like in a chance for score goals. Huh? About the penalty, I was a little bit confused if I go to the right or the left. So when you are like confused, so you put like that I did, it's just like shaping the meat. So, and then expert for the best. Yeah.
Good, Austin.
Marta, you kind of talked about just the disappointment in the first half performance. What was kind of the talk in the locker room about just bringing that performance back up to the level you expect?
Well, we are not the team that we show like in the first half. That was the first thing that I told everybody. And second, we need to complete our pass because we kill ourselves all the time. When we take the ball back, we give so fast back to them, and there was a little bit suicide for us. So we figure out there. We come back to the second half a little bit better, as I told you guys. And I think we deserve the result.
Austin again.
How big was Haley's goal just 5 minutes into the second half and just kind of settling things down after that first half?
Well, we want to score more goals when we have opportunity about set piece. I think we're starting very well this season with. And Haley, most of the time, she is in the right place. She is in the right place, and then just put ball in the net. And so I can celebrate by myself because always when they score goals by corner kick, I celebrate by myself. But it's something that we're training a lot, and I'm really happy that we scored like a couple of goals in this season already.
Go to Luis.
Hi, Marta. Congrats on the victory today. This win obviously keeps Orlando, strong start alive. What do you think was the key to turning the game in your favor, especially after a tough battle with San Diego, especially in the second half? Thank you.
Oh, I think the most important there was the attitude that we show like in the second half. First half we look like tired, like because we put ourselves in this situation. Like we give the ball so easy, and we're training like every single day, like 10 o'clock. So we need to know how you play in this of weather, So they look much better than us in the first half because we make them look better. And we figure out in the second half, we start and play the game that we want to play, especially here in our house. And like I say always, nobody's allowed to have fun here beside us. So I told them, hey, come on, we need to get back to the level that we are able to do, able to show our people here. So the first half there was no good enough, and thank God that we figure out in the second half.
Back to Austin.
Marta, you talked about your second penalty, but I want to go back to the first penalty that you hit off the post. What did you kind of see in that moment? And then hearing, the penalty was calling back, what were you kind of thinking?
The first penalty, I just I try to read which side she gonna jump, and I read right, but my touch in the ball they was so bad. They just take my ankle, and I can't believe because they was almost perfect. She just jumped to one side and then the ball go to the other side. But God gave me another chance. Say, hey, do better than this one. Come on. And then, I say, well, another chance. I'm going to chip.
We'll finish it off with Nathaniel.
Marta, kind of along those lines with the second penalty, was there anything when you saw the ref was going over to review it and seeing that you had a second chance, what were your initial feelings and sensations on that and then going up there and this time converting?
I did see exactly what happened, so I was asking myself what happened. Maybe somebody just getting in the box a little bit early, but they show the review, and then the goalkeeper was with both foot out of the line. So I need to take again. Yeah. So I can't miss the second chance.
All right, everyone, we have Cori Dyke here. Cori, just want to get your initial thoughts on the match.
I mean, I thought it was a really gritty win. Like, we're always happy to get 3 points. And that's a big deal to protect our home, and we did that today. But San Diego's a really good team, and they caused us some problems that we'll definitely learn from. But overall, very happy with the win.
Awesome.
We're just kind of talking about those problems that San Diego presented. Just how were you able to kind of deal with some of the pressing action that they were employing, and also some of the traps they were setting at midfield and kind of cutting off those passing lanes?
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of very technical players that are good getting out of pressure. And I think initially it took us a little bit to figure out our spacing and our press. And that's something we can continue to look at and work on. But I think we just found our groove as the game went on. And just even when we did get broken down, the grit from our team to recover, get behind the ball, make clutch tackles, I thought was really big today.
Luis?
Hi, Cori. Congrats on the win. This was an important game in your second season with the Pride. How do you feel your role has evolved since your rookie year, especially in a big match like this? Thank you.
I mean, I'm always just grateful to be on the field and to get the start. I'm just so blessed to play with such incredible players. So whatever my role looks like, I'm happy to do that for the team. And today that was to be a starter, and I'm grateful for that. But I just feel like evolving from last year, like I'm just still trying to learn and grow because I'm surrounded by the best players in the world, and I'm so grateful for that. And I think I have some higher expectations for myself for sure, but still just trying to do the same thing that I've always done.
Awesome.
Cori, you talked a little bit about how much of those recovery runs you had to make and just getting back, and you guys were, good as always in making those. But I just wanted to ask what you saw on the goal that San Diego scored just off the quick throw on the near side.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to go back and look at it, learn from it. I think we were just a little too slow to get set up, get pressure on, and we can be better with that. We know that. But also props to them, for taking advantage of it, but we'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Nathaniel?
Back here, obviously a tale of two different halves, not just on the score sheet, but from the team as well. What changed from the first half and into the second half? Was there anything said at halftime? What was not working for the team in that first half today?
Kind of like I touched on earlier, I think there were some pieces with our press that we needed to figure out. And I think just at halftime, we looked at each other and we're just bringing a lot of energy in the locker room and ready to go out and give it our all in the second half, because we really take pride in defending this stadium, this field as our home. And we knew that we needed to bring the energy in the second half in order to do that.
Awesome.
Just kind of talking about the energy. Marta was in here a minute ago talking about how the team looked tired in the first half, just playing at noon and trying to adjust your bodies to playing much earlier than usual. What was that kind of like for you, and just like the game preparation of playing a noon game?
Totally. I mean, it definitely was different, and there were some things we needed to figure out and do differently there. But I think our staff and our team, did a good job of preparing us in terms of, sleep, nutrition, all of that, like advising us on that front. And then we knew it was going to be hard. We knew it was going to be hot, but we just had to dig in.
As you mentioned before, your first start this season, you've been coming off the bench and finishing out games. How do you kind of change your approach just in starting versus coming off the bench?
Honestly, I don't think I do change my approach. I think I try to be diligent every single game day, regardless of what my role looks like, keep my habits the exact same so that when I am called upon to do more, I'm ready.
Luis, to finish us off?
Hi, Cori again. Maria Sanchez and the Waves attack put a lot of pressure on you guys, especially in the back line. Was there any personal strategy you had, to contain her? Especially on that moment that you blocked, pretty much blocked her off. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, we watched a lot of film. Like I said, they're great players, and trying to take away for her, especially her left foot, as much as possible, and just trying to get out and put pressure on as much as we can.
All right, Coach Seb Hines, thank you for taking the time. First of all, I just want to get your initial thoughts on the match and how it feels to start off the season with 3 straight wins.
Yeah, that feels good. That sounds good as well. Everyone knows how difficult this league is and the parity within the league. San Diego are a very good team, very good, organised ball possession. I thought we did really well at times, but they were able to like pick us off, but not really create too many opportunities. So our attitude and the desire to get behind the ball once they did get through our initial press is something that we take a lot of pride in. But yeah, goals change games, and to get the first goal was brilliant. Another set piece goal that we worked very, very hard on. Obviously, they get themselves back into the game, which obviously we don't want to happen, and then show our character again to come back and get the penalty.
Awesome.
Seb, I know you talked about set pieces a lot this year, especially with the first game having double-digit corners and continuing on with, I think, 3 straight games with set piece goals now. Just your thoughts on the importance of that this season and how you've seen the team, apply that craft to action now.
I mean, it is so important. It's a moment, and we really train it. We are really focused on it, and that can determine an outcome of a game. So, both sides of the game, both boxes can dictate your win or loss. And it's great that we're getting the results, getting the opportunities, but capitalizing on those opportunities as well with some goals. And then defensively been solid. Everyone knowing their roles and responsibilities to keep it out.
Just wanted to ask very quickly about Haley, because in her last 4 home games that she's played, she's scored 4 goals now. What have you seen from her just offensively and her want to get more involved in that goal scoring aspect?
Yeah, I mean, as a midfielder, we've spoken about it. You probably have to be the most all-rounded player, and so for her, really, it's been a real focus in her game is adding goals to it, and so she's getting in the right areas. She's lively in the box. You can see that. It's very similar to to last year's goal she scored, where she just anticipates it, been in the right position, and is able to execute. She's been tremendous. Ever since she got here, in all honesty, her energy, her desire, her willingness to go and press and track and get into the box, days like today just epitomizes it. And, I thought she was tremendous again today.
Luis?
Thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win. San Diego is known for its attacking threats like Maria Sanchez and Adriana Leon. What adjustments did you make defensively to limit their impact?
Like you said, you've just named a couple of really quality players. Cori was Player of the Week last week. Cascarino as well. Played for Lyon and French international. So we're challenging ourselves against some really high quality players. No more than this week with their front line. I thought the back line, especially Kerry Abello, getting real tight to Cascarino, who's had I think 3 assists in the last 2 games. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we tried to negate a lot of her opportunities to get into the attack and cause us problems. Obviously, it's disappointing conceding. We take a lot of pride in not conceding goals, but with that quality, sometimes it happens, and it's how you respond after it. And I thought we did well to respond with a goal and ultimately win the game.
Sean?
Earlier, Marta said that the team looked tired in the first half, and then you guys created a bunch of chances early in the second half. Can you talk about your halftime message and then how the team responded to that?
I mean, you play 12 o'clock in Orlando on a Saturday. It's not easy. As much as you want to prepare and get it right, I've been here 10 years. I've been here as a player and as a coach. We've never had this sort of situation. I think that, it's the consequences of winning sometimes. And so that's not going to change. First half, it was a little bit flat, a little bit lethargic, misplaced some tackles, misplaced some pressing moments, but we were still in the game. And again, you go 0-0, who against a good team like San Diego, who have taken the league in multiple games since the start of the year, gives us a foundation to go on and affect things in the second half. And I think we certainly did that. We put more pressure on. We were a lot more calmer. Passing details were better in that second half and created a couple of opportunities to score.
Awesome.
I want to take you back to the penalty in the 75th minute, or the two penalties, I guess you could say. What did you kind of see in those moments, obviously, with the first penalty hitting off the post, the VAR, and then going back to the penalty for the second time for Marta?
I mean, Marty did everything right. It just unfortunately hit the post, but rules are rules, and I think the goalkeeper came off the line, so it's a retake. I think that's the rule, and that's how it is. So she has the opportunity to score the winning goal.
What do you think of the Penenka?
Yeah, it went in. That's all that matters, right? It went in.
Just wanted to ask you about the goal you conceded, because I know that's something you probably aren't happy about, with the quick throw in coming off and just catching you guys a little bit off guard. What did you kind of see on that play?
Well, I'll talk about the yellow card that I received. The frustration is you get told what you have to do to make a substitution. So you have to hand the card in. You have to make sure the player is ready to go onto the field, and the next moment where the ball goes out of play, as far as I'm aware, that's an opportunity to make the substitution, and they allowed the play to continue. And I think that was where my frustration came from, because everything was in place, everything was in order, and we weren't able to make the substitution in that moment. And so obviously I showed my emotions in that moment. And yeah, I think that sometimes that happens, quick throw, delivery, confusion at the back. We'll review it, we'll address it, and we'll make sure it doesn't happen again.